Hey, this is David with SaintCards, and I am going to talk through the Where Two or More Are Gathered expansion in this video. And so if you're watching this, you have purchased this or you're taking a hard look at getting it, and so I wanted to give you kind of an unboxing video to share with you what the cards do, what saints are in the set, and then of course these amethyst treasures are worth 50 points each, which is big time stuff. So we've got 6 of those in here, as well as 38 brand new saint cards. These saint cards are special though, because every single one of them includes not just one saint, but at least 2, which is why we call it the Where Two or More Are Gathered, which of course reminds us of that verse in sacred scripture, talking about how important it is for brothers and sisters to pray together in one accord. So once you open this up, you're going to get 6 new amethyst treasures, as well as the on the top card, if you flip it around here, is going to be the very first page of the rules. So the rules are actually in the cards themselves. So this is page 1 of the rules, and then you've got page 2 and page 3 of the rules. So you can just set those down on the playing area. And you've got on the last card, which is the back, the final page, page 4 of the rules. Okay, and I'm going to step you through that verbally, so if you don't want to read the rules, that's okay. You can watch this video and get an idea of what's going on. But if you like to read the rules, you can go ahead and set those down and go from there. And then there's a Jesus card, and this is a beautiful picture from Tissot on one side, and then on the other side is a horizontal shot of Christ breaking the bread on the road to Emmaus. And so you've got a new Jesus card in here, and I'm going to go ahead and place that here on the playing area for our example board here. And then immediately you're going to be able to see all the different companion saint cards that we have. We have the first Martyrs of the Church in Rome, St. Denis and companions, St. Sergius and Bacchus, the Canadian martyrs, St. Andrew Dunlop and companions, Saints Peter and Paul, all the way through St. Andrew Kim Tai-gan, Saints Timothy and Titus, and so on. And in this set, we're going to feature the ×2 or the 2x ribbon that is found on each of these saint cards. Okay, so what we're going to do is show you how to play one of these cards. So note the 2x next to each of these. And let's just go to the game board here and take a look. So I've got St. Teresa of Avila, and I am going to play the Martyrs of Compiègne here, and note the matches. So I've got, they were religious women, that's purple. They were Carmelites, which is another match. They were Virgins, which is another match, and then from Western Europe. So that would be worth 4 matches because we're noting the similarities there between these two. Of course, the Martyrs of Compiègne were the beautiful martyrs that passed away during the French Revolution. So I get 4 treasures for that. So I'm going to grab 4 treasures from the storehouse here. And then I am going to go to the top of the deck, and I'm going to flip over the next card. And it is St. John Birchman's. Now, there aren't a whole lot of matches here. Looks like we've got Western Europe as a match, and then also young people or youth as a match. So I've got 2 matches, but the cool thing is with a 2x card, however many matches I find, I get to double it. So instead of just 2 treasures, I actually get 4, 2 times 2. So I'm going to go ahead and change all this out, and I get a total of 8 treasures for playing that 1 card, and the St. John Birchman's card goes here. Now, it's my turn. I've already played 1 card, and then I flipped over the next card because it was a 2x card, right? The question is, can I play another card? And the answer is yes, as long as the second card you play has at least 3 matches with St. John Birchman's. So I'm going to give you an example here. I'm going to go ahead and find the Canadian martyrs, right, as an example. The question is, do the Canadian martyrs have at least 3 matches? Of course they do. They were all born in the 16th century, died in the 17th century, just like St. John Birchman's. They were religious and Jesuits, just like St. John Birchman's. And then we're from Western Europe and the Americas, but there's at least 1 match there. So that would be a total of 5 matches. And I would go ahead and play the Canadian martyrs right there for the North American martyrs and get 5 treasures. And then I'm going to flip over the next card, and it's St. Rose of Lima. Now, St. Rose of Lima actually has quite a few matches. I didn't plan this, but this works out pretty good. 16th century is when she was born, 17th century is when she passed away, just like the Canadian martyrs. And then, of course, she lived in the Americas, just like the Canadian martyrs. So there are 3 matches there between St. Rose of Lima and the Canadian martyrs. So I would get another 6 treasure from the storehouse. So on this turn, now that it's all said and done, I got 19 treasure just in 1 turn. And this is the reason why we have these amethysts in this set, because your point totals or your treasure totals are going to go way up whenever you play with this. So then, since I played 2 cards, I can't do any more on my turn, I would just go ahead and say pass, and it would be the next person's turn. So a couple other scenarios that you might run into. Let's continue the example down here. So I've got St. Rosa of Lima here at the top, and I play St. Lorenzo Ruiz and companions here, and note the similarities. I've got 16th and 17th century, which is worth 2, and then we've got lay people, which is worth 3. So there are 3 matches here, and so I'd go ahead and play that and get my 3 matches. And then I'm going to change some of this out. I've got 3 matches now. And then I'm going to flip over the next card, and it's another 2x card. Well, what happens whenever this happens? Well, let's note the matches real quick, and then we'll talk about it. So we've got martyrs, lay people, that's 2 matches. Priests, that's 3 matches. The 2x ribbon can be matched as well. That's 4 matches. The geography doesn't match, so there's 4 matches there. That's worth 8. So I'm going to go ahead and change this out for a 10 and put this in for another 20. So we're good there. So I changed that out. So that was worth 8. And because this is a 2x card, I get to keep going, and I flip over again, and it's another 2x card. This does happen, and sometimes you can get on a roll. And it's meant to simulate, whenever we're praying together, where the 2 or more are gathered, the effects of those prayers in the community and being a part of the body of Christ can just really get things going, just like in this game. And so that's really the lesson here with this expansion, is that you want to try to generate as many of these flip overs as you can. So here we've got a martyr, priest, layperson, that's 3 matches. Western Europe is 4 matches. The 2x is 5 matches, times 2, which is another 10, right? And so, I'm going to take this and change some things out, and I get another 10. Let's flip over the next card. Oh, it's not a 2x card, so this is where it's going to stop. But I still get some cool matches. First centuries. So St. Andrew, of course, lived in the same century as the martyrs, the first martyrs of Rome. So that's 2 matches there. Martyr, priest. So red and gray there is another match, and then I've got another one for Western Europe. So that's 5 matches. I would get another 10. And because St. Andrew is not a 2x card, that's where it stops. So that it was kind of fun. I went on a roll there, but I got to get a gob of treasure because 2x cards kept coming up over and over again, which is a really fun component of the expansion as well. A couple other scenarios. Well, we got St. Andrew the Apostle right up here, and if I play the Saints Peter and Paul the Apostle card, this is pretty cool. We've already got a St. Peter card, we've already got a St. Paul card, but this is the Saints Peter and Paul card, which if you've already experienced getting a lot of treasures playing Apostles, now you've got an opportunity to get even more. So let's look at this real quick, right? I'm going to play the Saints Peter and Paul the Apostles card, and I'm going to get 2 matches there for the first centuries there, born and passed away in the 1st century. Apostle, martyr, priest, Roman canon, that's 6 treasures so far. And then of course we have a lot of matches with geography. There's 7, 8, 9 matches in geography. And then we've got they were both patriarchs. St. Peter was patriarch of Antioch. St. Andrew was the patriarch of Constantinople. So there's another one. And then of course the boxes around the geography here is another one. So there's 12 matches right here with this play. That's a great play, right? You get 12 matches. That's pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my 12 from the storehouse here. But I'm not done because this is a 2x card. And so if I play this card, of course, I'm going to call out Roman canon. So if you are familiar with the Roman canon expansion, anybody that has a card from the Roman canon would get extra treasure right now. All the things on the card are activated. I get 12 treasures for playing that. And then I'm going to flip over this card. And it's the Blessed Virgin Mary. It's a wild card. What happens when you turn over a wild card? Well, you get to go ahead and play it as normal and resolve the text of the wild card. So I'd play the Blessed Virgin Mary there. I would get normally 1 treasure for playing a wild card, but because it's a 2x card, I get 2 treasure for that. And then I get to resolve the text of the wild card. So this Blessed Virgin Mary allows for me to get 5 treasures, and everybody else gets 2. And then I get to decide something. I get to name the century, but if I want to, I can name a century and it can go all the way around just like normal. And then whenever it's my turn to play, I can finish it up here just as normal. So it basically just works just like I played a wild card. But what happens if I play a wild card? Let's say we turn over a wild card and it is one of the 2x wild cards that come in the Where 2 or More Are Gathered expansion. In this case, the Blessed Virgin Mary and St. Joseph. Well, you would play that, and because it has the 2x on it, you would resolve this as normal. You'd call out Roman canon, you'd resolve the text of the wild card, and everything would be taken care of. And then you've got a choice. You can either name a century and send it around, And for every one that has to draw on their turn that doesn't have the sentry, you, instead of gathering 1 treasure, you would gather 2. So that's an option. Or you could just flip over the next card and gain 6 treasures. So because playing a card on top of a wild card allows you to get 3 treasures, this would be double because of the 2x card. And even though this is not the sentry that you called, you could go ahead and resolve it just like that and send it on its way. So every time you turn over a wild card, you've got a choice. You can send it around with the possibility of getting some extra treasure, or you can flip over this card and gain 6. So that's an option with the wild card. A couple of other things to note is you have, in this case, the Saint Basil the Great and Gregory Nazianzus card. And of course, they were brothers who became the Cappadocian Fathers. And so they have a 2x, but they also have a Doctor of the Church symbol on them. So when you play this card, you get to decide whether or not you want to activate the you need to activate the Doctor of the Church component before you flip over the 2x card. So you would draw your card and decide what to do with it. You could put it right back and then flip it right over on top of the Doctor, or you could give it away and then flip over the next card. But one thing to note is if you find a card like this, or you've got St. Denis and Companions, he's a holy helper, you want to make sure that you resolve all the special symbols on the card, as well as, and then finish with the 2x part of the gameplay. And then finally, I'll draw your attention to all the Holy Popes, which is a really cool card. It has all sorts of colors and all the geography. Many don't know that there's actually a feast day for all the Holy Popes in the month of July. And so all the Holy Popes are celebrated at that time, and that's all of those popes that have been beatified or canonized to date, from St. Peter to the very present. And so this calls out some devotion to them, but this is a really cool card because it has really a match with any card in the game of SaintCards. So lots of cool ways to unpack. If you've got any questions about gameplay and how, any scenarios that you're into, certainly feel free to write to us at info@saintcards.com, and we hope you enjoy getting to know these saints and their companions in the Where Two or More Are Gathered expansion. Thanks a lot.